Hey, everybody. Welcome to another interview on the Wellness Business Hub page. I am Lori Kennedy, and I am so happy to finally connect with Abigail Hopkins. This has been a long time in the making for us to get our schedules connect. And she is the founder of, hold on, my audio is replaying here. There we go. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a scheduling snafu for us to finally connect. She's the co-founder of That Clean Life. And we're finally here. We're finally going to talk about meal planning and how to grow your business with meal plans. So welcome, Abigail. And for those people that don't know you, why don't you just start us off? Let us know like your story and how you got here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad we're finally here. So I'm Abigail. I'm the co-founder of That Clean Life. I know a lot of you out there probably watching tonight. We've connected. So basically how That Clean Life started is I was kind of on my own health journey, like a lot of wellness professionals start out. I was kind of discovering the different concepts of dieting, and I was doing the whole juice cleanse thing, Weight Watchers, you name it. I tried it. Stumbled upon the concept of clean eating. And one thing that really changed my life was taking the time to sit down every week and plan my meals. And my husband would watch me do this every week and just kind of shake his head. And I would write out all the recipes and then derive my grocery list and then head to the store and then do the prep and follow the recipes. And I'd be all over the place. He's like, we could design something that makes this a lot easier for you. So we thought about it for a long time because I am not like a tech person at all. And what we thought we would do to kind of test the idea was to release an ebook with a meal plan and a grocery list and recipes. Because I wasn't sure if does anybody else do this? I didn't know if anybody would really want it. So to kind of get a feel for it, I just wrote out my weekly meal plan, and Chris, my co-founder, helped me turn it into a beautiful PDF, and we put it up on my blog and just had it for free to download. And the people that were downloading this was crazy in the first week. And after that, after they worked through the first week, they kept coming back and being like, oh, where do I go from here? Is there another meal plan coming? So we realized that this is something people wanted. It made their life a lot easier to have the meal plan and the grocery list and all the recipes laid out for them. So from here, we started selling them. And every month we'd release another ebook. And we did that for about 6 months. And the response was crazy. So we were able to validate the idea that this was indeed something people wanted. And from here, we built it into a platform that would automate the entire process. So basically the way That Clean Life is today, you have access to hundreds of recipes that you can add to your meal plan. You can also add in your own and drop the meals into your meal plan, and your grocery list will be automatically generated. So that's where we are at today. We originally started out as a platform for people to develop meal plans kind of for themselves and their families. But over our first year in business, we had so many people coming to us asking, do we have a platform for wellness professionals? A lot of them wanted to develop meal plans for their clients or for their group programs. And we weren't really built for that. So that's when we kind of built That Clean Life for Business, which adds another feature set onto it that allows you to kind of upload your logo and export meal plans that way.
That's amazing. And I'm sure I'm going to assume that while you were in school, you didn't imagine that you would be running a tech company, because that's essentially what you have right now.
Yeah.
Is a tech company.
Exactly. I went to school to be a registered nurse, and I never in a million years imagined that this is where I'd be. But I laugh now because when people ask me if I'm still nursing, I say I'm in preventative medicine now, because basically people need to eat healthier, and that'll keep them out of the hospital. So I'm still kind of in the same line of work, but yeah, I never thought that this is where I'd be, but I love it.
Yeah, because the method by which you're helping people is meal plans, but essentially your business is a tech platform. Your business is a tech company.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one of the reasons why I was so excited to talk to you, because you're using technology in a way that you probably never imagined that you would. And you've paired it with meal plans and the ability to not only help practitioners, but the thousands of clients that are like the trickle down effect, from this idea that came from a very, wanting to be of service place. And I think also too, like the more women who understand tech and get technology and use it for things like this, the better it will be. So I want to put a question out there to people watching, because I can see there's a bunch of people watching on Facebook Live. And if you guys are watching from any of the groups, come on over to the Wellness Business Hub so we can see the comments. Type yes or throw out some emojis. If you guys use meal plans in your business currently, or you want to use meal plans in your business, but they're way too time consuming, I just want to see like a show of hands or some yeses or some emojis from those of you watching live if you are currently using meal plans in your business, because I know that when I started, that's basically how I started. So I started with meal plans, and I remember my clients saying, can I swap fish for chicken? Can I, what can I use instead of rice? And it was just like, really? Like, just follow the thing. And then it was like way more time to, have to modify the plans. But that's how I started. I remember sitting there with, there was a platform for dietitians, and I remember like getting an account and like doing all of those things. So how would you suggest people to get started using meal plans in their business?
Yeah, there's a few ways I always recommend. The first one that I always recommend people start out with is the one-on-one custom meal planning, because that's where you learn the most. That's where you learn what people like, what people don't like, how to structure your meal plans so that they actually follow them. It's just the insights you can get with your one-on-one clients is tremendous. And ultimately, the next way is to run group programs using a meal plan as the core framework. People love this. It gives them something to follow. It's a great way to get people to work with you without like the bigger investment, the one-on-one. And like I said, it's good to start off with the one-on-one meal planning or the customized meal planning approach, because ultimately that's going to help you build an awesome meal plan for a group program. So when you do a group program, you can do a really good job of it. The other way a lot of our business members use That Clean Life is for their opt-in or their lead magnet. So we help you create beautiful resources, and whether it's kind of just a teaser of what you're about, like a 3-day detox meal plan or a booklet of recipes, that's a great way to build your business. Obviously, you know that you're the queen of opt-ins and lead magnets. And also to help people with specific allergies, I find That Clean Life, that's where it really helps out the most. People who are dealing with chronic illness, who need very specific diets, who have big time allergies, they struggle with what to eat, and you can help them. You can help make their life so much easier by not necessarily giving them just a meal plan, but even a booklet of recipes that can help guide them.
Yeah, I think what you said, two things I want to comment on and just give people a really good idea of how they can use That Clean Life if they want to, or how they can do this work themselves. For sure, for lead magnets, because people want meal plans. And it doesn't matter what your niche is, whether you're cancer or prenatal or inflammation, or it doesn't matter. They want a meal plan. They want to see what they should be eating, and they want to see it being structured in a way that they can easily follow. And definitely, I agree with you. And I saw this. I participated in. I bought into like a coaching program when I wanted to get like super duper lean. Obviously, I didn't follow it, but I wanted to get super duper lean. And so what she had done, which I think people can totally do with That Clean Life. So this is a really good idea for those of you who are wanting to have more of like a membership site or a subscription base and use That Clean Life to do the majority of the work. is they basically spent, I don't even know how many hours, but they did all of this work up front, loading up all of their recommended meals and all of their recommended meal plans, and then they custom named them. And then what they did was they gave us, their participants, a sheet of paper that said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the breakfast was the name of the breakfast. And then we could just go search it in the database, right? So,
cool.
right. So it was super cool. So they did it based on calories, obviously, because it was like a, body fitness competition thing, which I didn't do because I couldn't follow. It was too strict.
Yeah.
But I think that's a really good idea for people who do have a specific niche around, either if it's like for weight loss or for food sensitivities or for special diets. If you spend the time to use your meal plans and modify them and or create your own and then custom name them, it's so easy for you then to just give people like the beginner sort of meal plans where you're like easing them into it, and then like the like, okay, now you're in it, like this is the way you have to do it, and then like now you really want to go that extra mile. The meal plans are all in there for you, and it's just a really easy way to even base it around like a membership site. Like that's what I would do. Like that's such a great idea for people, considering that you're making it so simple for them to be able to run their business using your platform. Like it's a no-brainer to me.
Yeah. A few of our business members have actually started offering like a meal planning subscription service to their community. And I think that's really cool. But one thing I wanted to touch on with what you were just saying about the meal plan, alternatively, I participated in a similar program, but they did not give us those resources. And they just handed us a list of foods to eat and foods to avoid. And it was kind of like, here you go, go figure out your macros. And that's why, like, I think that Clean Life is so great, because you don't have to spend hours customizing your meal plans. You have like a foundation, and you could go from there and provide them like something catered for them based on their likes and their dislikes.
Yeah, totally. We did have some people comment saying, Lisa says, yes, absolutely. She uses meal plans. She wants to use them. Sadia says, wants to use them. Kate says, I love this company. That Clean Life is a fabulous platform. So yeah, for those of you watching, if you guys have questions for Abigail about how to use the platform or to get even some ideas because you're being asked to provide meal plans, she's here. So please feel free to type your comments or questions into the comment section, and we will definitely answer them for you. So we just actually threw out a couple of ways that you can grow your business using meal plans. Do you want to talk about the keys to building really awesome and easy to follow meal plans?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the first and most important step of building awesome meal plans is conducting a meal planning assessment. And this step often goes overlooked, and people dive right into like putting on what they think that their client will like, but not listening to what their client wants or where they're kind of at in their journey.
Yeah.
So the meal planning assessment, first and foremost, make sure that you do that. Make sure you ask them about their lifestyle, what their goals are, what foods they like, what they don't like, how much time do they typically spend cooking, how much time do they want to spend cooking. And the way I recommend people to do this is to kind of set up a form. You can do it on Google Docs. You can do it if you're using like a software like Practice Better. You can set it up in there so that it's just one form, and you just collect the data on that every time. So once you set up that meal planning assessment with the questions you want to ask, just use that over and over again. And that is the most pivotal and the first step, because if you don't create a meal plan that your client is going to follow, you risk overwhelming them. You risk them never coming back to you again, and you will not get any raving reviews or having them tell anybody about you. So that's the most important step. After you've gotten that done, I always say you need to build a meal plan that is, both realistic, but also fun for your client. So with the data you collected in your meal planning assessment, you're set up for success to do that. So I love when people use leftovers on the meal plans. Some people get worried that their clients will get bored of eating the same meal over and over again. So make sure you ask them that if leftovers are something like they actually like, because if you can have them cook a meal once and eat it multiple times throughout the week, it's going to make their life a lot easier too. The recipes are a huge component of building meal plans. Don't give them a bunch of recipes that are going to take them an hour each in the kitchen. Like, don't give them a breakfast recipe that takes an hour. Don't give them a dinner recipe that takes an hour. Keep everything really simple, minimal time, minimal ingredients. You can't go wrong. Otherwise, again, you're going to overwhelm them, turn them off, and you don't want to do that. So that's like the building the meal plan part. So once you kind of got it structured out and you know the recipes and where they're kind of going, I like to lay it out in a chart format. And once you've chosen the recipes, you can derive the grocery list. So again, this is another step that often goes overlooked, but the grocery list can make their life so much easier because you're giving them a meal plan, and that's one thing. But to give them a grocery list so that they can take this meal plan and head to the store right away and start executing right away, like there's no excuses. They don't need to go home and figure it out. The grocery list is key. And not just a random grocery list, but like organize it under categories like fruits and vegetables, and have them kind of work through the grocery store in order, and make sure to take that as kind of an education opportunity to teach them how to do their grocery shopping, because a lot of people don't realize that. Sorry, I know I'm talking a lot, so I'll just keep going.
That's okay. I'm listening to you and I'm nodding my head because it's so true. I think the thing that you said about the assessment, today we were talking in the 5-day challenge just about really understanding where your client is at the point of first contact. We talked about that yesterday, and we talked today about really understanding, the offer that you're making to them. And I think that having that assessment and really understanding like what your client needs and wants, like, will they do leftovers? Some people won't eat the same thing every day. I'm fine with that. But some people really don't want to. So that's, I think, a really good tip in the sense of, giving people a starting point. Even if they don't use your platform, I think that those are really valid questions for people to ask as they're starting to work with clients, so they can really understand how to build out their programs in a way that their clients will actually comply with. Because we know that even if you give somebody a meal plan, like, they'll maybe follow it 10% of the time, 20% of the time. Like, the more catered you can make it to them, obviously the more compliant they'll be.
Yeah, exactly. And another part of that meal planning assessment is like, don't feel like you need to plan their entire 7 days, every meal too. Like, you can, if they are used to eating out every once in a while, bake that into the meal plan. That's totally okay. You don't need to have everything written in stone. Give them a blank dinner that they can use whenever they'd like, or what we call flex meals. That just gives them a lot more flexibility. And, when in doubt, ask, because I think that often goes overlooked. Like you said, if you don't ask questions, then you're not going to know the answer. So that's important to do up front.
So as a practitioner, how would I integrate this into my business? What would I charge for this service? How could I use it? What do I have to be worried about? Share that kind of stuff with me.
Yeah. So as a business member, your pricing is totally up to you. It depends on a variety of factors. Pricing is no easy thing. So I never like to throw up numbers because I don't like to pigeonhole anybody. So we've written a really great blog post. Ashley, who works for us at That Clean Life, Ashley Sauvé, has written it, and it's how to price your services and programs. And that's what I always refer people to, because it's not so much about the actual price of the meal plan as it is about kind of taking a step back and looking at your entire life and what you need to make to survive. And I always tell people also that That Clean Life for Business is not designed to cost you money. If it's costing you money, you're not using it properly. So you should be pricing your services. And if you're offering, say you're offering one-on-one meal planning, like custom made meal plans, then price it so that it covers your That Clean Life membership. And that will make your life a whole lot easier, because it's not a tool designed to lose you money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think pricing is a super hot topic for most people. But the fact is that, and I don't even know what your platform costs, but that's a standard set rate that people pay, I'm assuming once a month. And you should, if that was me and I was using it, I would be having people subscribe. Like, I would be using your platform to run a membership site for my business.
Yeah.
And basically just having That Clean Life do all of the work, which, I mean, obviously I'd have to spend time creating the recipes and adding in certain foods and doing all of that. But, for the maybe 2 to 4 hours a month it's going to take me to like create the recipes and do the meal plans, to have someone pay me, 10, 15, 20, 30 people pay me $27 a month or $47 a month. It seems worth it to me. The ROI, I'm sure, is really high on a service like that.
Totally. You just got to kind of sit down and kind of build a strategy around it and prepare to implement. But it's totally like you said, the ROI can be incredible if you use it properly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strategy like anything else, right? Like, this is a platform that you've created to really add value to somebody's business, which in my opinion, they could actually wrap their whole business model around your platform. For example, if it was somebody doing special diets like elimination diets or candida or leaky gut, like, I would make this an integral part of the program, right? Where they can log in, they get the recipes. For example, like, maybe membership is inclusive for the 8 weeks they're doing the program. And then after the 8 weeks is over, I would sign them up for like a monthly subscription where they can continue to get the recipes and can continue to get access to the meal plans and whatnot. But it's a strategy just like anything else, right? If you're not going to do the marketing and the sales behind it, it's not going to work for you, right? It's not a magic pill that's like all of a sudden you have this platform and you're able to get clients. It's part of the overall, business strategy that you already have.
Totally. One thing I will say is that That Clean Life for Business is actually a practitioner-facing platform. It's not a client-facing platform. So it's designed to help you create the resources for your clients in the form of PDFs, but your clients don't actually log into That Clean Life. So they get the end product, like what you design for them, but that's just a note that they don't get to log in and choose recipes and things like that. You're in charge of that.
Oh, that's fine. You can still run it the exact same way that I said. You would just have to like email it to them or put a membership site, but like, it's still the model is still the same. They're just logging into a different area. That's amazing. Well, congratulations. This is awesome. I know tons of people in the Wellness Business Hub community are already subscribed to That Clean Life. Do you want to tell people can just go to thatcleanlife.com and check it out?
Yeah, thatcleanlife.com. You can check it out. You scroll down and we kind of have our business membership there if you want to look into that. And we also have a really great free ebook called An Introduction to Meal Planning for Wellness Professionals. And basically it outlines like why meal planning can be a great tool, how to build meal plans your clients will love. We even give you a sample script on how to tell your clients that you're offering meal planning as a service. So we write it all out for you. You basically just have to insert your business name. So we do some like teaching around marketing. So that's a really great resource. So if you guys are interested, definitely grab that.
That's amazing. Well, again, so happy to talk to you. Congratulations on your success. I'm sure that, this platform is going to be used by thousands and thousands of people. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and we will talk to you again soon. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, Lori.